Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? You're tuning into the podcast. It's always Sunny in the Six, and I am your host, Sunny. Today's podcast is brought to you by Island Diaz Spiced Rum. I promise you, order the rum, try it. It is fucking amazing. It's actually started by two of my good friends who are in the studio today. Hayden Currie, who goes by the name of Roger Diaz as well, along with Iqbal Sandhu, who is also referred to as Q. We're recording today live from the stockyards here in Toronto at the Nickel 9 Distillery. So big shout outs to the gang. Thanks for having us. We are here kind of where, the magic happened. Island Diaz Spiced Rum dropped this week. Hayden is a man of many traits. He wears many hats at the same time. He has about over 15 years of experience in the film industry. He just recently actually won a number of film festival awards for his recent project called The Platform. He is also a partner at the bar Man of Kent on Ossington in Toronto. And also now he recently kind of, you can talk about it as, or look at it as a natural law of progression. But now he's selling liquor. He started his own spiced rum alongside with a handful of partners, including Q. And they dropped it this week. I ordered a couple bottles. And, as you can tell through the episode, we kind of end up finishing almost the entire bottle. And I'm sure it's pretty obvious from how the podcast starts to how it ends. But either way, it's a fun conversation. We talk about everything from how he started with the idea, the process, also, their childhood, how they know each other. Both Q and Hayden go way back. But yeah, you know what? I think it's about time we just get the show started. Let's go.
All alone with me, and we're waiting for the sunlight, sunlight, for the sunlight, sunlight, for the sunlight.
How are you?
Yeah, pretty good. How you guys doing?
Yeah, chilling, man. It's like 2 hours later. We're doing this podcast now. We were actually supposed to do this yesterday, but we decided to do it here in the distillery. Punctuality is a key theme
Huge.
on this podcast.
My bad,
Huge.
guys. I got
Huge.
into a little domestic with the wifey. Shout out to Ravdeep. Love you, babe. I'll be home tonight. Get the couch ready.
shout out to Ravi. Are you in trouble by any chance, Hayden?
Nah, dude, I don't get in trouble. I'm home by like 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm like doing my dirt early.
Yeah. I haven't got
I have
in any
to.
trouble yet.
No.
good
Not
stuff.
yet. Knock on wood. Hopefully, yeah. But shout out to Rupi. Might as well throw that in there too.
Oh yeah, congratulations, Hayden. I wanted to congratulate you on Platform. I think how many, like 16 film festivals?
Yeah, maybe more.
Wow,
We won 6 of them.
awesome, brother. So proud of you. Cheers to
Oh,
that.
thanks
thanks,
for
buddy.
that, man.
Yeah.
I just want to say, since you said congratulations on Platform, Hayden, congratulations on Island Diaz Spiced Rum. A big reason why we're here today, because it's a big accomplishment, a big accolade to kind of launch your own spiced rum.
Yeah, it's crazy. I still like it. It started as a joke, so to see this actually made, it's very funny.
It's
It's
crazy.
like 5 or 6 years of a joke.
Oh, what's the joke? What was
The joke is, so I used to live with Aaron Aline, who me and Aaron, we created Island Diaz. He's a partner in it, but it was like my drink because my nickname is Roger Diaz. If
Okay.
anyone doesn't know, and
Oh, that explains your handle.
was that.
That explains your handle.
Yeah. So we were just like drinking, and I'm like, "Yo, let's like make a drink." He goes, "Okay." I'm like, "Let's call it Island Diaz." He's like, "Yeah." So we just made like fucking rum and like ginger beer, and we're just giving it to people like Island Diaz. And at the end of the night, we ran out of mix, and it was like Jameson and vodka.
Yeah, it was like probably 2 a.m.
Oh yeah.
At that point, it's like, fuck, give me anything. You have any
Yeah.
liquor?
Yeah.
It's like,
You know what? Mix that with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Jameson, vodka, and then what else you got? Jägermeister? Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw
Now,
it in
was
there.
that before or after when
Yeah.
you got drunk and like, hey, let's get a bar? Because you have a bar as well.
No, that was before. This is like 2014. 2016. I was drinking with Lawrence Bill, who's in a lot of the sketches. He's like the English guy. So we were drinking. He's like, "Mate, I just bought a bar." I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm looking for partners." I'm like, "Dude, I'll write you a check like tomorrow."
Yeah.
And then I wrote him a check the next day.
It's just like one of those cool things. Like, let's have a bar. You
Yeah.
have to have a bar or a
Totally.
restaurant. and then obviously you have to make a liquor company.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
Progressively.
much. Yeah.
Oh yeah, throw in directing a film and producing it on your own as well.
Yeah.
So on his bucket list, he's pretty good.
So you know what? Obviously we're gonna talk about the rum. We're gonna talk about the bar, but let's backpedal a little bit. We all know each other. You guys are good friends of mine. I've known Hayden for a couple of years. I've known Q for many, many years. Let's kind of talk about how you guys know each other, because I didn't know the history that you guys actually go way back to Collingwood.
Yeah, so Collingwood, imagine
Whoa,
that.
whoa, whoa! Hold up!
Yeah.
I'm from Wasaga Beach.
Yeah.
He's from Collingwood.
Okay.
Okay, yeah,
And this
that's a big beef thing. Okay?
is
It's
it?
crucial
Yeah,
to know
fuck that, dude.
it
I'm not from Collingwood, dude.
So imagine you have like this divide between Wasaga Beach and Collingwood. So you have your individual elementary schools, and then high school is in Collingwood. So everyone mixes together. Mind you, this is in Collingwood. I'm the only brown person in Collingwood, right? I'm the only brown person at that high school.
Yeah.
And that's where we intermixed. And did we meet in grade 10 at in tutor's class?
No. Grade 9.
Right.
So you used to hang out with like Matt Bray, I think.
Yeah.
And I saw, first time I ever saw Iqbal, he was in like a fucking football jersey with like a fucking like a FUBU hat on, and I was like, because I used to listen.
Yeah.
I've been listening to hip hop since I was like 6.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, same.
and I
Can
was
I
like,
just add the FUBU jersey was colorful. It was like rainbow orient.
I feel like it was a Broncos one or something. I don't know anything
Was
about
it an actual
football.
football jersey, or was it like an Echo?
Yeah,
FUBU.
a FUBU football jersey.
Yeah.
I spent $120 on it. That was my allowance for the year. I had to get it.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Are you a football fan? You
I am
played.
a
You,
football
yeah.
fan.
You played.
I played football, rugby in high school. But so we kind of I guess because I'm like, it's kind of not hard to miss me.
Yeah.
in
Well, what kind of Hayden?
if you're the only brown
Hayden,
guy.
what kind of guy was Q in high school? Was he the same, or has he gone through an evolution?
We were both like very like chill. I feel.
Yeah.
Like we were kind of to our, I don't know. Like we weren't like causing any trouble, really.
No.
I feel like I was really into skateboarding, and then it got into smoking pot and stuff.
Okay.
I don't think you were into that.
No, not at all. I was like into sports and like really into that vibe.
Yeah.
And I think where we became good friends was in tutor's grade 10 class, like an audio video class.
Okay.
And I saw this guy and got to know each other. And then I saw him in the hallways, and he'd always be by his locker.
Mm-hmm.
Found out the next week afterwards, he's selling like Krispy Kreme donuts. He's selling rides. He's selling cigarettes. This guy has a full shop in high school at his locker.
Yeah.
And he's hustling.
Bro, it's destiny.
He's
Oh, dude.
It is
hustling.
destiny.
24/7 hustling.
Yeah.
He had a Dodge Neon. I think you like paid for it yourself. Had like customizations on it. Hilarious. I think Fast and Furious was like the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
back in
it
the
was
day.
like what to do for sure, for sure.
Wait, so you were selling cigarettes from your locker?
Yeah, so I think it was
natives
like-
in plastic bags?
No, it was
Or-
like 14, 15. So
Okay.
I used to work at this gas station. So I would buy them from there, but I would sell Lucy's for like $1. And then if I bought the pack for $5, it's 10. And it would be like a stack. That was like the main one. The Krispy Kremes came like later when I had the car.
Yeah.
I was like 16, so like grade 11, grade 12 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'd drive people to Barrie and fucking charge them. It was like, anything I could make money at, I was still to this day the same thing.
Yeah,
But
but that's it's literally in your destiny.
That's where we kind of
selling-
came full circle. I think that when Hayden was in LA and he was directing, we reached out to each other on Facebook because we were like,
So which is after university graduation?
so like we were close in high school. We eventually became like better friends, and then after university, 4 or 5 years later, like didn't even talk. But we always had this friendship where we could kind of pick up where we left off. And I messaged him on Facebook, and just congratulate him on what he was doing. He found out I was a lawyer. He had some like vendor contracts that he needed to review. I guess I did a good job. He sent me all his other stuff, his projects we were working on, and then I started taking him out. And there's a couple of times that we went out.
I might have to tell the story, and you guys can fill in the parts that I can't say. But so I released the Film Student, or I think I released the trailer. The Film Student is my feature film, co-directed with TJ Derry, and we worked our asses off for like years. Anyway, so when that trailer dropped, I think Q hit me up, and he's like, "Yo, I'm going to this this party at Maison or something. I'm like, I'm not going to that fucking shit. Are you kidding me? Like, I'm not like, no, I know what club he's talking about.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, just come out with me. I'm like, I want to like, celebrate. I'm like, sure. I'm like, where do I meet you? He's like, yeah, this the Hilton downtown, like Front and John type thing or whatever, like down that area.
Yeah.
So I'm like, sure. So I go. And I go up to the elevator and I go to the room and I swear there was like, I open the door, there's 50 people. And I'm like, this is a hotel room that, sleeps like 2.
Yeah. Wow.
And I go, pardon me. I go, I'm all confused because it's all
brown people.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're the only white guy.
I'm the only white guy, and I go, is Iqbal here? And they go, which one?
I thought you were gonna say it was all dudes, but
No, there's some girls there too.
Okay.
But I'm like, yo, is Iqbal there or here? And they're like, yeah, which one? I'm like, I don't like Iqbal Singh. They're like, yeah, which one? I'm like, luckily you were kind of sitting close. You're like, yo, that's my guy. I'm like, fuck it, thank God, dude, because I'm not gonna go around and just try to find.
it's
you.
always intimidating walking into a room full of brown people. I feel like when there's 50
but
people.
when there's 50 in a small hotel room, and it was Amnit's birthday. And side note, that's when Sahil, shout out to Sahil, fell into that lobby, that pool. When he was walking through the lobby and he fell into that.
I was at
water
that party.
fountain.
I was
you were
at
there.
Maze. I came to
You
the club
came.
though. I
Okay.
didn't come to the hotel.
So this is the next part. So he's like, yeah, we're gonna go to Maison. I'm like, he's like, we got like 14 bottles. I'm like, okay, Dre. I'm like, this is not. I'm like, I'll go with you, whatever. So we start walking. Yeah, his boy fell into the pool, and I was like, these guys are fucking crazy. Like,
Shout out to
holy
Sal.
fuck. That was my buddy's. My buddy used to live in that building, so which is funny. I was like, I can't believe this happened.
That's hilarious.
So now I'm like, okay, so we get there. He's like, yeah, we're gonna blow past the line, whatever. Get there, there's a line up around the block. I'm like, oh fuck. And now there's like probably 20 of us, but I know the door girl. So I'm like, you know what? I'm like, we can't wait in this. He's like, yeah, no, I don't. Let's just pay someone. I'm like, no. I'll just get us in. So I walk up and I knew her for a couple years, and she didn't let everyone in.
Yeah.
But she let like me and you
and a couple, like
yeah,
maybe 2 other guys.
and then Iqbal's just like, see, this is why I brought this guy. And I was like, no, you had no idea that I knew these people, but I just so happened to.
Yeah,
so that was like my
funny.
first like reintroduction, right?
yeah.
That
Which
was
was
like the
hilarious.
first. Went right in.
Yeah.
Had a great time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
bonded.
Dude, that party was amazing.
Yeah.
And I do remember it was I'm not gonna disclose, but at the end of the night, that fucking bill was hefty as fuck. Like it
Yeah.
was, yeah.
Yeah, and we weren't like working. We were just like
We were-
I think we're like
we were still in
finishing
school.
university.
I think we just-
No, you were a lawyer
Oh, what's that?
because I was getting lawyer tips.
I think
I
I was
like articling.
yeah, I think I was still in 4th year university at that time, and I remember everyone got the bill, and I'm like, shit, and slowly everyone started dipping. I was like, where the fuck is everyone going?
Well,
Like,
what was the bill?
I think it was close to 10,
I
Yeah.
can't remember.
10 racks.
Yeah, no. Iqbal's like, yeah, don't worry about anything, okay? No, you're my guest. Don't pay for anything. I'm like, yeah, dude. At this time, dude, I just made a movie. I got like $20 on a good day. I'm like, I'm not fucking. I'm like, I come around here. I'm like, this is insane. You guys are nuts.
I feel like the interaction between you guys is very similar. The first time I met Hayden was my 29th birthday,
Right.
and it was at my condo. Had no furniture at that time, and obviously Q was gonna come, and Q was like, my boy's gonna come with me. Mad chill, he's gonna reach, and that was the first time we met.
Mhm.
And then we that night was fucking like lit.
Yeah.
Not gonna get into
That
details.
night again, I got you guys into Libertine, like 15 people, and Phil's like, because Phil usually, shout out Phil from Libertine.
Phil.
I hit him up. He's just like, yeah, just come. I'm like, there's 15 of us. He's like, all right, yeah. But you gonna spend money? I'm like, yeah, for sure. But like, because there's like a door fee or whatever. And I was like, dude, eventually I gotta leave. But you guys had an after party after.
So 15 people went to Libertine, and apparently 25 people to 30 people came back to my condo from Libertine.
For sure.
I was pretty lit. I was just telling everybody, yo, reach back to my condo. It's my
Yeah.
birthday.
Yeah.
Da.
Yeah.
But, to think now, man, that shit like that is criminal in the sense of getting those social gatherings and getting people together now. It's just such fucked up times that we're living in right now.
Yeah,
Is
and I just want to touch
and-
on one thing too, and this is honestly why I love Hayden to this core.
Yeah.
Out of like high school,
Open up,
Hayden-
bro. Open up.
oh, thanks, man. But I think from high school, I maybe have 4 to 5 people that I talk with, and like we all kind of moved on, And like when you're in Collingwood and Wasaga, it stays kind of regional. Like not a lot of people go to Toronto or like different cities or whatever the case is. And like just talking on Facebook, me and this guy would literally just pump each other up. I have my own law firm. He was pumping me up. He's like, go get it. He was directing, doing his movie. We were just being positive. We had talked about nothing else besides getting to the next level, growing together. And eventually, when you get that positive affirmation, you start working together. One thing leads to another. Everything we've done has been successful. And then this is where we landed on Island Diaz with Hayden's relationship with Chris, who owns Nickel 9, where we're at right now.
Yeah, shout out Chris Jacks.
Jackie.
He's the one that made the recipe.
Okay.
So he's like, so basically, I was doing all the promo for him for Nickel 9. So Nickel 9 has Crazy Monkey, Northern Temple, Hidden Temple. They have a brandy coming out, another gin coming out. So I was doing commercials for them or for him, and he's like, "Dude, why don't you just come up with your own spirit, and then you just handle branding?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, duh."
Fucking right.
So
Why not?
and then I'm like, "What can we call Island Diaz?" He goes, "Hell, fucking yeah." We can." So that's kind of how that happened. So too bad he's not here.
I polished half a bottle yesterday with the fam, and dude, this spiced rum, like, this is how spiced rum should taste like. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was fucking sick. Like, and I'm not just saying it for the sake of saying it. Like, we're drinking it right now as well, and it tastes phenomenal with Coke. But this is good shit, man.
I'm not a rum guy.
Yeah.
And I sip on this. I put a couple ice cubes in, and I just sip on it. And like, again, like, obviously everyone's gonna say you're biased. It's your company. Like, that's for sure. But just try it. You'll see for yourself.
Try it. Yeah. So why rum? Why?
Well, my go-to drink is a rum and Coke.
Okay.
Like, that's just, if I gotta ramp it up, a couple of those, then I'm like, it's like a Red Bull for me. So also there's just not that many spiced rums out there, to be honest. Like, you go to the LCBO, there's, Captain Morgan's, Sailor Jerry's, Kraken,
Bacardi.
That's
it.
That's pretty much it as far as spiced rums
but
go.
spiced rum, Bacardi.
Actually, you're right. There is Bacardi doesn't have a spiced rum.
Bacardi doesn't have a spiced rum.
They do.
Do
Do they?
Okay.
Yeah, I just drink that. But anyways, they're like, I feel like this. You go to Starbucks and you say, I want a latte, and that's your Sailor Jerry's.
Right.
And then you go to Starbucks and you say, I want a latte, half sweet, and that's your Island Diaz.
Yeah.
Because it is not as sweet as the other ones.
Yeah. I mean,
And I think that's our claim. Like, that makes us a little bit different.
right.
I think Chris spent like 6 to 7 months just going through like 12, 15 batches, just refining it. Like, such an arduous process to make something that's like quality, and like you can be happy to put it out there. And like, I'm new to this, so like, I'd come by for the tastings. There would be different spices, herbs, star anise in it. It's a really cool process to be a part of. But yeah, definitely shout out to Jackie for the work that he put in. And like, it's a real cool process. I think he's a master distiller.
Oh,
for sure.
That's amazing.
And back to your first tasting, he brought his boy back to me hustling. I was wearing this wrestling belt, and he goes,
Hilarious.
Wait, like an actual championship belt?
yeah. And I paid like $240 for it. And I told him, and he's like, yo, I want to buy that. I'm like, yeah, like, I don't know, $600. He goes, yo, I'll do that right now. Of course, like, at the end, he paid like $500, but still, it's just, I was like, dude, I didn't win this. Of course I'm going to sell it. You kidding me?
He got a
Who was
new
your
one
boy?
the next day.
Who was your boy?
Gopa.
Okay.
And he was like buzzed at the time. And he saw it. He's just like, I want it. Because that was the original Bret Hart World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
So it was a nice belt. But I think a couple days later, he got one for another $250, and that was it.
Dude,
hustle.
everything's for sale, bro. For sure. Everything's for sale.
So, I guess from an entrepreneurial and startup point of view, from idea generation to now today, with the bottle being launched this week, how long was that process?
So I'll tell you one other story. So when I was doing this, my buddy Aaron, who we created this kind of together, he was working at the warehouses. And every time I go to a warehouse, because he was managing, I'd be like, give me an Island Diaz. It would be like, whatever. And then Ian and Sean, who were running it, they put Island Diaz on the menu across Canada.
Okay.
At all the warehouses. And then they made a drink.
Yeah.
So then now you can actually go and get an Island Diaz. So every year they switch it up. So then they stopped. In 2018, at the end, I believe, Chris Jacks was like, that's when he kind of we were at his Christmas party, and he said, "Why don't you just make your own spirit?" And I said, "For sure." And he goes, "What would you do?" I'm like, "Spiced rum." He goes, "I'll make you the best spiced rum ever." And I said, "Where do I sign?"
Shit.
And then, so 2018, we're in what, 2021?
21, yeah.
Holy fuck.
The
Yeah.
pandemic does that. Like, you lose sense of time.
Totally. So like, yeah, there was a lot of back and forth. I was busy with doing my stuff when the pandemic hit. I wasn't directing as many commercials or films, so I was able to focus on this. So we started taking it really serious, I think, in like May 2020. We had tons of different batches, and we landed on something in December 2020. So in December, that's when we were handing out the like the bootleg bottles
With the caps.
yeah. And that's like the final recipe. So whoever has those bottles, keep them, because when this gets bigger,
It's gonna be worth
It's
a
vintage.
yeah,
lot.
just fucking sell it.
Yeah.
I get
It's going to get
10% though, of course. So yeah, then from January, like, I thought we were gonna release in December, because I'm always just like, yeah, if it's there, let's fucking do it. But what I didn't know is, as far as COVID, things aren't as accessible. So bottles took a while, labels took a while, but they turned out really great. Shout out.
Can we actually appreciate the label a
Yeah,
little bit?
shout out Jake
Like,
Carruthers.
I don't know if you can zoom into this,
he did
but-
this label.
Like,
I wrote him a
It
script.
even feels nice, bro.
Well, yeah, it's got the sand. Oh, I got one right here. It's got the sand texture to it.
Yeah.
So Jake Carruthers, we made a deal, of course. I wrote him a script, and then he designed the label.
Okay.
But he fucking killed it.
Yeah.
Like, this is, I love it. I love it.
It's great artwork.
You got a parrot, you got a skull. It's just sick, man.
Yeah, what more do you want?
Yeah.
So then now we're going back and forth with the label makers. They have to do a die cut. You got to get caps. Bottles took a while. The rum we've had for forever. Like, the rum is done. We can make like 100,000 bottles.
So nothing really changed in terms of the ingredients in the rum from December to now.
No,
okay.
no.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's available online. Hopefully in LCBO, like maybe September. We're hoping.
Okay.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, where can you buy the bottles right now?
So you can buy the bottles at Runner. So Runner is a not just alcohol delivery. They do groceries. They do like essential products, all that kind of stuff. So download Runner, get it on Runner. You can get it in actually the Runner store, which is on Beverly, through Nickel 9, and you can get it at Manna Kent, which is at 202 Ossington. I own that bar I'm a partner. Sorry, I'm gonna read that. I don't own the whole thing.
He's one of the partners.
I'm a partner. Yeah, I don't really do much.
Every time I'm there, he's probably not. I think I've seen you once.
Yeah, no, everyone's like, "Yo, you're not at your bar." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I have a job." Like, I can only be there like twice a week without killing myself. But I keep burping. It's Island Diaz, dude. The beer or the water.
Bro,
Yeah.
Can I get a little bit more?
Yeah, you're the
Absolutely.
you're the poor ice, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
This guy. Yo,
Come on, you man.
that's what
Punctuality.
I keep telling everyone. I'm like, yeah, the lawyer, if anything, is gonna get us in trouble. Not me.
Oh yeah. Quick side note. Anytime Hayden has the idea, like a script, comes to me, he's like, "Hey, is this illegal?" I'm like, "No, it's illegal." And he'll go do it anyways. And I'm like, "Yeah, we got a lawyer. We'll take care of it."
And I'm talking to him. Yeah, we have a lawyer, dude. Like, fuck, whatever. He's just gonna have to work a little harder.
Yo, so you know what's funny? Speaking of scripts right now, Hayden, the way you marketed, we talked about the rum, the way you marketed this as well, killed it. Phenomenal job.
Thank you.
For the people that don't know, at Island Diaz, check out on Instagram the handle. But the way you market it is different characters.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me a little bit about that, the origin of these various characters.
Yeah, I don't know. It's when you see someone's desktop and it's like a bunch of different things, and you're just like, why don't you clean that up? That's kind of like my brain. The character thing was never really my intention, and I'm not a character guy. I'm not a voice guy at all. It just kind of happened because COVID. We couldn't really have a lot of people.
Right.
I had Kyle Carenza, who shout out Kyle because he shoots everything, and he's amazing.
Yeah.
Great cinematographer, and then Ryan Gotza, who shoots all the photos. Again, a lovely Irish lad. He's also in the stuff. He's like the leprechaun.
He's great.
He's fucking wicked. both those guys. Without them, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to them. But yeah, with the characters, it just kind of happened, and then we kind of built this world. But it wasn't on purpose.
What is it, like five characters, 6?
Well, we killed Jean Darlene off because
he's still in Mexico.
He's still yeah. Well, they don't know that, but yeah, he's not killed. He really wrecks my voice.
Yeah.
Like honestly, if I do him first, I can't do anything else. So we'll usually shoot like 5 or 6 in a day.
Yeah.
And we save Gene for the end because at the end I can't even talk.
And like Gene always has this motion,
Yeah.
left to right, and it's like a subtle motion.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorites. Definitely Mac Ladder and Gary D. My 2 favorites.
Gary
for
Diaz,
sure.
yeah, he's the
Yo,
best.
shout out to Hank. I was hoping
Hank the Hunk?
Hank the Hunk.
Hank is cool, yeah. Well, I was a huge wrestling fan, obviously because I have all these belts too, but like the 90s, 2000, early 2000s. But by the way, Jean Darlene was born like yesterday. So shout out Teacher, who I'm calling Money now. Teacher's like, it was me, Teacher, in the Jean Darlene, like the fit test thing. And I think that was my favorite role I ever seen him.
Dude, did that
he's so funny.
That thing went viral, right? Are you talking about the treadmill or like the bicycle with the laptop?
Yeah, it didn't go viral, but like they reached out to me wanting to use it, like license it.
Like actually make a product.
No, that's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that company hit me up and they're like, we want to use this, and I was like, okay, well, how much can you give me? Because there's people that worked on it, whatever. And we kept chatting back and forth, and then they just ended up sending me a free product.
Oh, that's
like,
fucking dope,
where's the check though?
Yeah, where's the check? Where's the money at?
Yeah, don't let me send my fucking lawyer, dude.
To give some context to listeners that actually don't know, this is Hayden acting out these characters.
Yeah, check out the Instagram page,
So-
Island Diaz. There's so much good content on there, and each character is explained and their role. Like, you could get lost.
Yeah. Who's your
on
favorite?
Instagram
Who's your
for
favorite
years.
character?
I think Gary Diaz. I just think like the confidence in that guy is just. He basically will say anything that you would never want to say. You never want to brag about certain things, but like he's like, yeah, fuck, I'm on my fucking my fucking yeah, it's my fucking yeah, my fucking cousin's got this fucking he owns the nightclub. Like I know my cousin. Like he's never the guy, but he knows the guy.
Yeah, he's always the plug.
We all know those guys, so. And he's based off like 5 or 6 people that I actually know in my life.
Oh, dude.
Oh yeah, like family members.
That
I have
makes
Italian.
it that much funnier. Are you Italian?
No, I'm not. But I have Italian. Like my uncle's Italian. Italian cousins, and then a bunch of like Italian friends. And I'm from Wasaga Beach, so every summer when I was growing up, it's just Geno's, dude. And like they're just fun to talk to, and that's my whole thing. I just love talking to like weirdos. It's the best.
It's cool where you get inspiration from, and then how it comes out like years later in a different creative process. I think that goes with everyone, but like that's pretty cool because I know exactly what he's talking about. Beach One, nothing but Honda Civics.
Oh yeah,
like Italian flags. So
yeah, they take over. It's actually really funny because like I don't really go to Wasaga Beach that often now. My parents still live there, but when I was growing up, we would be going to bars at like 18, and these guys with like they would put like 50 grand into these Honda Civics, and just to loop around the beach. It's like basically like
rev
a
it up
little
and all that shit.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude! Like the underglow kits, all the shit. But they would spend that money to go May 2 Ford to like show every car, and every car kind of is basically the same if you look at it.
It's the exact same.
Like,
and there's such a small strip, but you literally see them go in circles, just going around and around. But I guess that was the thing to do, but it was hilarious to see.
Yeah, and at the time I was like, I want a Honda Civic.
Yeah.
Like I want to be these guys because like have hot chicks and they're just.
That's fucking funny. I think it's one of those things where like what you said, Q, is we look at like elements like that and parts of our past like that. Actually, it's like it's inspiration for creators too. It's like getting those ideas and actually bringing it into fruition and bringing it to life. There's an element of not just necessarily surprise and creativity, but it's like there's an element of influence, right?
True.
And you guys growing up in like the northern part, like way north. What is that, Lake Simcoe? Lake
Georgian Bay.
Georgian Bay.
So
Georgian Bay. Yeah, Georgian Bay.
And
What-
then imagine
and-
doing that and then coming back down here for university and like going into, for me, that brown culture shock of like going into the YPAs, the OPAs, meeting our friends, like what they do here. Like I'd go to a bonfire party in like Wasaga Beach,
Yeah, yeah.
Collingwood. It'd be awesome.
And
Yeah.
but
People
you're the
would be
only
chilling.
you're the only brown kid.
I'm the only brown
Yeah.
guy. I come to Brampton, right? Brampton, what do we do for fun? 9 guys in a basement and a Crown Royal bottle. Hey, don't get me wrong. They're both fun. I had enjoyed myself thoroughly. But the culture shock and to have those experiences, like I'm truly blessed to grow up where I did. And it comes full circle. Here we are. How many years later, bro? I'm sitting with you, who I met in Brampton, and who I met in Collingwood.
Yeah. Well, listen, you did not meet me in Brampton.
Well, you know what I mean.
I'm from
just
Scarborough.
that region.
I
That,
wanna-
that doesn't make a difference whether you're It's a GTA, bro.
It's a GTA, but no, but like growing up in Scarborough, for example, I was very similar in the sense of literally at Agincourt, I was the only brown kid growing up. Up until grade 12, I was literally the only brown kid. When I decided to go to Schulich and I went to York, all of a sudden, that's where I met all of Brampton, and that's where I met Amni,
Right.
which is who I met Q through.
He's like the
so
connector.
you guys met like after we met.
way
Okay.
after,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I look back at that, and I think that it's great to have that experience of both sides, right? You, Hayden, went to LA at one point.
Yeah. So
How was that like?
I was back and forth a lot, and then I moved there for like 3 or 4 months. It was good, man. Like I love LA.
You were in New York for a bit too, right?
Yeah, I was directing shows where I'd be in the States, all like across the States. So I would go all over all the time. We wouldn't be in another or in the same place for like 3 or 4 days. So 2 planes per week, driving all the time. Yeah, when people talk about planes, I'm like, yeah, I don't love to go on them, but I've been on like 1,000. I've been in like 1,000 different hotel rooms.
Oh shit!
And it really wears you down.
You probably traveled like collected mad points.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Oh, quick story.
Yeah.
I was in New York visiting a friend called Hayden because I needed some weed. Like I called him, and I think half an hour later I had weed in
Same.
New York. This is like 10 years ago.
Same Hayden. Same Hayden.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever you want, dude.
Like, he's just like, yeah. He's like, give me 3 numbers. This is like in New
That was
York.
such a
I
lawyer
don't
thing
know
to say.
anyone.
I know a guy named Hayden.
Dude, are you gonna get me in trouble or what?
Years ago, statutory limitations were
Perfect.
good.
Yeah. By the way, he's my lawyer. Fucking- yeah. No. For sure.
By the way, if anybody that needs lawyer, legal needs or legal questions,
Yeah,
Iqbal is
don't
a
call
lawyer.
me. I'm fucking busy. I don't want to fucking deal with any of your guys' bullshit. Right?
but if you want weed in New York, let me know.
Yeah.
Or
We still
Chicago
got
or
that
New
point.
Orleans. Yeah. all over LA.
Going back to this rum, Iqbal, maybe what, or even you, Hayden, like together, like what was the hardest part? We talked about the rum making process. Shout out to Jackie, and we talked about the label. But what was, in your opinion, the hardest part up until this point when it came to this rum?
Are you talking to me or him?
Either of you guys.
I mean, it's,
what do
it's
you
just a-
what do you
it's a-
think was?
It's a process, right? It's just a process. So each process has their own individual hurdles, and whether it's licensing, dealing with the gaming commission, whether it's structuring, whether it's corporation docs, it each has its own unique individual hurdle, and like I said, it's just a process that you go through. You just have to solve each problem as it comes. And for
Right.
this particular venture, I think it was maybe a year
Okay.
from initial idea to finalization.
Right.
We just released on Wednesday, available online. And thank you guys for the support. I think there's so much family and friends that we did a really good release day, like a really good day. And it's been selling this week as well. So really happy about that. But yeah, with everything, right? There's processes and hurdles, and that's all it is. And Hayden, I don't think, was there any specific hurdle that was really challenging?
Like I guess
Me telling everyone it's gonna be out in 2 weeks,
Yeah,
for
'cause
a year.
People were asking left, right, and center.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, especially when I was doing content, a lot of my friends didn't think this was like a real rum. I was like,
really?
no, it's real. It's like,
Yeah.
but they'd be like, well, when can we buy a bottle? I'm like, I don't know, 2 weeks. 2 weeks is just my answer when I don't know, because I want to keep people hooked, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks happened for 6 months, I think, to be honest.
Which I think kind of worked out in our favor.
Sure.
This is kind of like Doug Ford method, right? 2 week
Yeah, I'm
extension,
basically
like-
Doug Ford of the rum game. Yeah.
Fucking love Dougie.
Fucking Doug. yeah, I don't know. There's the hurdles were the labels, stuff that I don't know anything about. Because when for instance, I'll write a sketch the night before, shoot it the next day, have it out the next day. Mm-hmm. No one works that fast. But so when I'm waiting on labels and that kind of stuff, I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Because I just want to get shit done. Yeah. That's it. I want to move on to the next thing. Yeah. And I think that's why I'm pushing so much content, because I've done commercials for really big brands, and you do a commercial, you can write it with the creatives. Usually they send you what they want to do. Mm-hmm. You put your spin on it, you prep, shoot it 2 weeks later, then it goes through legal. It's 2 months later, you see your ad.
Yeah.
And because I'm only going through myself, because Q and Jackie are just like, just do it. As long as it's not like super offensive, which I'm not. I'm trying to make it for everyone. Mm-hmm. I just release it whenever, and I think content is king. And it is like, it really is quality, quantity, it's not really lacking laughs or anything like that. So
right.
Yeah, I'm very comfortable like putting it all out.
You can see, like, you can share stories, but you can see it in the actual work. Like, look around you. This is the distillery, and we have a section that has a studio with like over $100,000 worth of equipment. Like, this is quality production, and like, we're putting our blood, sweat, and tears into it. Like, I'll literally, like, I shouldn't fucking say this, but I'll literally leave clients in the lurch, and I'll work on Island Diaz. Whatever we need to get done, like on the legal side, whether it's structuring, whatever the case is, it's passionate, and you can see that. You see that passion and the quality, and it's cool to be a part of this, because like, when you're like lawyering or you have your job, you're just doing the thing to pay bills. But when you have a passion project, it's a game changer for me, anyways. No, this is the first passion project for me.
Yeah. Well, that's why I wanted to get Q involved too, because he's always been helping me out with like contracts for my career. Because of course I'm a filmmaker, dude. I'm not paying a lawyer. I'm like, dude, I'll just bring you out to whatever club you want, dude. I'll just figure it out. Okay, you want to go to LA? Yeah, I know this guy. You hit him up. But yeah, and then I'm just like, well, I have this big thing in my mind. It's the biggest thing, so I wanted to bring him on board right away. But yeah, it really is. It comes down to like, long hours. Like, dude, I'll be editing for a while. I hate editing, but I've edited every one of them, and we're at like 76 commercials.
Wow.
Well, like segments. Yeah. And any company would probably charge like 10 grand at least for that
per segment. Yeah,
for sure. Like, like I've done commercials where like 300 grand for one. Huh. So that's something that I just love, that I'm able to do whatever I want. And it's killing characters off because they heard my voice, and bringing new guys in, and like bringing the collabs are really fun for me. Yeah.
It's like Survivor
Nickelback, the Nickelback
right?
collaboration was hilarious.
Did Nickelback hit you back? Or
no,
what?
dude, I gotta send the lawyer up.
It's in the works.
Yeah, Talk. Shout out Talk, dude. He's releasing some stuff. He's brilliant. He's so fucking funny, and he's so good. Like, he's a really good singer. And he actually started following us, and then I was like, yo, we'll just give you some rum if you want to be in some stuff. It's right away, like, instant connection. I never met him before, but that's like just the organic side of it. A lot of people hit me up if I don't post it one day. They're like, what's going on? Or they'll ask me the storyline, and to be honest, I don't know the storyline. I'll write some stuff and be like, you know what? It'd be funny if like Ken got lost, and then like that's that week. It's not like I have this written out for the next year. So I usually write it every Sunday, and then we shoot that week.
Yeah, I think there was like a meeting where like, where do we want to take this thing? I'm like, let his creative juices flow. Let him just do what he does, and like you'll see it when you guys check out the Instagram page. There's a lot of content on there.
A lot. I was telling Hayden, we were waiting for you to arrive. But
late.
We had a bit of a conversation. Super late, by the way.
Yeah, 45 minutes maybe. No, dude, I'm gonna come help you set up.
I'll be there in like 10 minutes, bro. I fucking TTC'd here, bro, and I got here in time.
Go fuck yourself, right?
But I was telling Hayden, I'm like, when you think of different ideas, like Hayden was in film, right? You're in law, right? It's like bringing everything together so that everything is kind of like an ecosystem of passions and hustles. Let's put it that way. You have your film, and you're acting and you're directing, and now you're that's become your marketing arm of Island Diaz, right?
Right.
And it's like, how can you bring everything together? I think that's really important when it comes to thinking of different hustles is, how can this relate to that? Where do you see the brand? Where do you want to see it 1 year from today?
Well, okay, so this is,
and that might be a bit of a loaded
question.
question.
This is it. No, this is it. So the rum to me is the afterthought. Not to say like I'm not selling rum. Rum is the sell. But if you don't drink, I have a lot of people in my family, or I know a lot of people that are, sober due to situations. I just want you to like the content. So the content is king for me. It's more of like, if you don't drink rum, maybe you like the t-shirt or just like watch the stuff, because the stuff really is not, talking about alcohol really. It's kind of like a t-shirt, or sorry, it's kind of like a fucking sitcom.
Yeah.
No way.
You would never think the two though. Like when you do your content, you like I know that you guys got the rum, but as someone that just lands on your Instagram page, I don't know if they immediately would know, oh, this is an advertisement for a spiced rum.
For sure. And I try to keep it light. So, there's like the tag at the end for the bottle or whatever, but the content is king. Yeah. So with that, in a year, I would love to do like an Island Diaz movie. So Island Diaz is a different world, and in 2 years from now, maybe someone's like, yo, you know that they're making rum now?
Yeah.
But it started from the rum. Yeah. But like, yeah, it's basically, there's going to be a podcast. There's going to be, I want to do an Island Diaz game show. Yeah. So like on Twitch.
On an actual island, imagine.
Well, Can you imagine? Sure. Green screen, maybe. We can't even travel anywhere. But yeah, no, it's more of like, I don't want to be one of these stuck up, skate shop type things. You walk into a skate shop and no one talks to you.
Yeah.
I want everyone to feel welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like in a year, I want people that don't even drink just to like the brand.
The brand, yeah.
Or
like the it's like a lifestyle almost.
That's what I love about it. We have Chris and Greg, master distillers. We have Hayden, does content, amazing what he does. And for me, I kind of have the foundation structure of like bringing it together. Cheers. Thanks. But like, that's what I love about it. And it's not just a liquor company. It's a marketing company. It's a content company. Like there's so many facets to it. So hopefully we'll get there.
You know what? When I sat here on this show, I was thinking like the rum, like actually that's a really interesting perspective, like a takeaway for me as well. Like it's bigger than the rum because, I feel like, I said this before already, but building a community is important. You can create a product and put it out there and it might just collect dust on the shelf, and it might continue to collect dust because you have money. So you can, it's whatever, but building a community that is ongoing and reaching out to you and be like, Hayden, where's the next script?
Yeah, no,
you know
for sure.
What I mean? Like,
even if they don't buy a bottle,
yeah,
they're just sharing this stuff, or they're liking it. Right now, during these times, people are miserable, and I've always wanted to make people laugh. So if someone's like, yo, dude, actually, my girlfriend's friends will save a lot of the sketches and watch them all on like Thursday. That to me, I'm like, okay, cool.
That's a huge compliment,
that's
bro.
Amazing. Yeah, for sure.
They have their Thursday night wine nights and they're watching, like
totally.
all the
Yeah,
scripts,
like for sure. Yeah. I love that people are just like getting into it.
Yeah.
That's my main thing. And again, like rum's gonna sell no matter what.
Yeah.
Rum's gonna sell.
Yeah.
But like you can't. I don't want to be out there just doing what everyone else is doing. I've made a lot of companies money just by directing their commercials. I'm not in it for the money, but I might as well do it for myself.
I big shout out to Toronto, of course. Toronto is a mega city, right?
Mm-hmm.
Big shout out to all the restaurants and bars in Toronto that are still like keeping their head above water, because it's fucked up, man. Like, sure. Toronto is like, I think Toronto's like up there, top 10 cities in the world. And for us to be shut down for 16 months almost now, 14 months, I think. It's fucked. And it's like, you're still paying rent, and so that's a great segue to my next question or my next discussion with you guys, and you specifically, Hayden, being the owner of Mannequin, how was that like? Like, how did you?
Lawrence Bill owns it. I'm a partner.
Oh, partner. Sorry.
So shout out to Lawrence because he's going through hell with it. I I don't really know, to be honest. He handles all that stuff. So like rent relief, and I mean, it's unfair. It's unfair, obviously. I mean, everyone's said that a million times, but yeah, it's very unfair. I know things have to happen, but like if you're gonna do that, then do the right thing across the board. I think that's all I'm gonna say on that.
You know what we need? We need Gary Diaz as a premier of Ontario.
You know what, bro?
I'll call him. Yo, I'll call him, bro. Like, he's expensive though. Yeah.
I'll say this, like I'm not trying to be political, but it's a pandemic, right? It's the first time we're dealing with something in this, like the last decade or whatever. It's gonna be tough. Like mistakes are gonna happen. They're gonna have adverse effects, but it's a fucking pandemic. Like everyone's trying their best. I had the opposite effect where like business tripled for me because of real estate and like corporate, but I feel for everyone out there. But like it's a fucking pandemic. We're trying our best, and I'm not defending anyone, but I get it. But like it's a fucking pandemic. Like what are we supposed to do? Like we didn't have protocols in place.
Like I got vaccinated. Have you guys gotten vaccinated?
Yeah, I got vaccinated like a month ago.
I'm not gonna say.
Good. Good call.
Yeah. My lawyer's supposed to be all over that. Yeah, don't say this, don't say that. Fucking don't only this fucking guy.
Hey, we gotta protect him, right?
Yeah, what am I paying you for? I'm not paying you. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just can't wait for shit to open up, man.
100%, dude. Like I used to live in LA, and I've traveled all across America, and they're just fully open. My friends in LA, my friend Justin, who used to live with me, long story, whatever. He's just like, dude, what's going on? Like, I love the rum and blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm like, dude, we're still shut down. He's like, really?
Yeah.
I'm like,
what?
Oh, yeah. He's like, dude, I'm like walking in restaurants without a mask.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. It's
They're
fucked
like
up, man.
back to normal. Where America was last place, now they're like first.
Well, I think they still have the most cases, but like they're vaccinated. So I guess it's like that herd community initiative type thing. But I mean, whatever works, right? Different places, regional expectations, like different climates, whatever.
It is what it is. We're dealing with it. This has never happened before, you know. Now doing a little bit of a pulse check with you guys. How are you doing, Q, personally, like on a personal level?
Honestly, I got married in the pandemic, and like Grizz, Hayden, I'm not sure you know this, but
Congratulations.
like, cheers, thanks.
Probably the best fucking decision to get married during the pandemic because brown wedding.
This guy saved like $100,000. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like
I hope his wife's not watching this.
And no, she knows it. And like we had this perspective way beforehand. When I first met her, I'm like, listen, I'm not having a fucking Indian wedding. That's the first thing I said to her. Like the 10th thing I said to her. And traditionally, Indian weddings are like $100,000, like the total event, like 1,000 people at your reception, your wedding. And it's a shit show. And I feel like people just kind of like try to outdo each other. And there's this like underlying scumminess about it. And I've always hated it. Don't get me wrong. I love going. Buffets are great. Food's great. Drinks are great. And you have a good time. But I was never about that. So I had 20 people per side. She had 20 people. I had 20 people. It lasted about 2 hours. Photos, 3.5 hours, 4 max.
In and out. In and out.
It was the happiest that I could have happened like that. And I was gonna have a small wedding anyways, but like family politics. Why didn't you invite this person and that person?
I didn't get an invite, bro.
Yeah, bro, you're living.
I messaged him on the day. I was like, yo, I was like, yo, dude, this contract. He's like, yo, I'm getting married right now. I'm like, all right, well, get it done when you get like. Was
that when you found out at that time, or did you?
No, I knew he was getting married, but I don't know dates ever.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm a fucking creative guy.
Yo,
man. I'm not gonna fucking remember.
Two of my closest boys didn't get invited.
No, for sure. And
you know what I mean?
I remember he was like trying to get me to get a video guy.
Yeah.
I just don't know very many wedding guys, but yeah, on the day I was like, dude, this contract's all fucked up. He goes, yo, I'm getting married right now. I'm like, all right, well, yeah, when you're done, okay. I was like, yeah, congrats, but like, yeah, when you're done, I need this money. So, yeah, what's going on with this?
Yeah, and now I'm gonna get a down payment on a fucking house because I saved on my wedding.
Yeah, no hard feelings, by the way. Like, totally.
No,
I already knew that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think at the end of the day, you don't want to delay getting married, for example.
A lot of people do, right? Because they want to have those parties, and respect to those people and preference. I definitely don't want to hate on people having parties, right? Like, do your thing, it's all good, but I'm not going to delay my life because I can't have a party. I could care less. I can have a 1-year anniversary. I could go to Hawaii on my honeymoon. But to me, just my preference, a wedding is something you look forward to with that person for the rest of your life, not on that day.
Yeah, it's not about other people.
Yeah, there's a fucking 50% divorce. Okay, I shouldn't say 50, but like high 40s divorce rate.
Well, yeah,
in
you're
Ontario.
the lawyer for it. So yeah, you know these
so
things.
yeah, you probably know those stats.
Yeah, like high 40s of divorce rates.
Yeah.
And like I know people that have gotten married, divorced, and they're still paying off debt for their parties. But like I said, preference and like your situation is different from a lot of people. But for me, just wanted to get it done with, and now I'm happy living my life with my best friend. I get to come home, and that's why the pandemic hasn't been that bad. Work's been busy 14 hours a day, and then I come home to my wife, chill. She's a chiropractor, so I get adjusted. I get my back and neck
Shout out to her
adjusted.
business too. This is a shameless plug.
No, fuck it. But like that's why I've been able to get through it, just by chilling with her and doing the things that I do.
That's great,
and
man.
by just getting last night we got sushi and chilled.
Yeah.
Great night.
And that's not.
How long you been with her?
I've been with her for 8 years. And
So I remember she came to the film student thing.
I brought her with me, and she loved that movie too, by the way.
She loved the green screen.
Yeah, the green
Yeah,
screen.
you kept telling me like,
What was this? What was this? I didn't get the invite.
I'll let you talk about the scene, but this is my favorite scene in his movie.
It's a feature film I directed
Okay.
with TJ Derry, and it's called the Film Student Movie. So it's the first one, the only one so far. But we wrote this, we funded it ourselves, 2012, and then we did like this we rented out Scotiabank, like 380 seats.
Seriously?
Yeah, filled every one of them, and we premiered it in like 2014.
That's fucking sick.
It was sick.
Talk
That's
about the
dope.
scene.
So the green screen scene is like, I don't even really remember, but it's I'm like, yo, we got to do a green screen scene in this forest. So I have two guys running with this green screen,
Green
and
panels.
and then I'm running in green, and then they all trip. Yeah,
They're like following him because it's supposed to be like a long shot.
Yeah.
But he has like these two panels, and they're like
Yeah,
following
yeah.
him. They're like running into shit. It's fucking hilarious.
It was good. Yeah.
You guys ever think about like if you had a different profession? Like what if you weren't a lawyer like you?
Yeah.
What do you think you would be doing?
You know what it is? It's not about lawyering for me. I look at myself as a problem solver. That's why I got into like the legal game, because I like solving problems. Like I like when people come to me and say, this is my problem. Most of the time it happens to do with legal issues, but a lot of time it's not. And that's why I like it, just because I'm a problem solver. I get into it. And since then, I haven't really thought about it. But since we started Island Diaz, I can't wait to fucking burn the law firm down and start.
He
Island
tells me
Diaz.
this like once a week.
Yeah.
I'm
Start
like, yo, dude,
Island
what's
Diaz
going on with
full
this? He's like, dude, I'm gonna burn this place. I'm like, I don't want to know your legal issues, dude.
Yeah.
That's my problem to you.
Like I missed a shoot like last week. I missed a shoot and I was so pissed.
Yeah.
And I had like
For Island Diaz?
yeah,
Okay.
and I had like 9 closings that day. I couldn't, like, I tried so hard to miss it, and like the fact that I was like in my office when I can see these guys having fun, shooting, and just working on the actual rum, like it sucks, but like you gotta pay the bills, right?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I fucking ate shit forever, but I've only ever wanted to do like film stuff. So yeah, I was broke for like forever, like 10 years probably. But I was always just like making funny stuff or whatever. Now it's a little bit different, but yeah, I've never had a 9 to 5. So my girlfriend has a 9 to 5, and we just like we relate. We're really good together, but I'm always like, I don't know how. Like you gotta be scheduled. Like, I don't get it.
I feel like, with the 9 to 5, like, and I have a 9 to 5, but when I look back at my life, we're taught like, you go to school, get education, the whole point of getting a job is making money to pay for your bills.
Yeah, no,
That's
for
literally
sure.
what it is. You make, there's no this, what do you enjoy doing? Like you do enjoy, but like university courses are limited to business, this, that, you know what I mean? It's not like,
I haven't picked up my university undergrad degree yet. They call me every year
Yeah.
and they're like, your degree's here, you haven't picked it up. I'm
Why
like,
not?
I
Why
ain't
not?
picking
Why not?
that shit up.
Why?
Because it's a reminder of a waste of fucking money.
No, but
Waste of-
you
It's-
make
it's-
money because of this.
It's university is good to grow as a person. University is good to grow as a person, to build your connection and evolve as a person. But if you want to get into a professional realm, yeah, definitely. If that's something that you need to go through it. But I recommend anyone who doesn't want to be a professional or get into a certain industry, like I don't think university is the preferred method. I
Yeah.
think you should like go out there and get life experience. My life experience at university was partying. right? The last 2 years,
Shout
I
out to
studied hard.
Iqbal, yeah. Party.
Last 2 years,
Yeah, if you couldn't tell by now, that Iqbal parties. Yeah.
no, well,
If anything, yeah, Iqbal fucking puts me in a headlock, dude.
the last 2 years of university, I took seriously. Like I put my head down, like studied hard.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
But
I don't feel
I
like
feel the
that's the
same,
path.
bro. Like for me, university, like I did study and do my thing, but when I think about university, it's partying, right?
Yeah.
You know, I can't help but think about like the whole idea of passion and doing the things that you enjoy. There is an element of taking that risk, like you mentioned, Hayden, that you know you were broke for 10 years.
Mhm.
It's people aren't willing to take that risk to get to where they want to be.
No,
And
for sure.
You know what I mean?
For
And-
sure. But it also is like everyone's like, yeah, I'm gonna get rich and then do it. But it's like, okay, like,
It's a lot
but
of
then
time.
you're like, what, 50, 60, and then like you're not really a person that should be bringing creative stuff in, because what are you doing? You're doing the same thing every day. You know, like my whole thing is I can bring in these characters because I've been in the shits with fucking gangsters or nerds or whatever. Like every day is a different day. So also I was gonna say, film school for me,
Yeah.
when I went to film school at 18 in Toronto, everyone was like, yo, film school's a waste of time. But like I was in Wasaga Beach and I moved to Toronto,
Yeah.
and yeah, it might
That's a
have been.
milestone right there.
Oh, for sure. But like, if anything, it taught me the stuff that I needed to know.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people are like, oh, they're not even teaching that much stuff, but it taught you enough industry knowledge, and then you just get into the field. Without that, I would never be doing this.
And that's
Really.
where I will accommodate like education in terms of university, college. Get those soft skills. Learn how to
Totally.
talk, be confident, build connections, ask girls out, get rejected, fail.
Yeah.
That's where that evolution, because you have like 10,000 people and
But-
you're navigating.
But if we're in Wasaga Beach, Collingwood, and we're like, I want to be a movie star.
yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Well, you're just like, well, where do I take this?
Yeah.
You know, you go to film school. They're like, this is a camera operator. This is a art director, whatever.
Yeah.
You actually learn the stuff, and then you can figure out how to get on set for free, whatever, and then you just build it up from there.
Yeah.
And then without film school, even though it was a lot of money for
Yeah.
15 months, it was like 25 grand.
Oh shit.
Nuts.
Yeah.
But without that, I would not know how to get into it. So I would never have done this
Yeah.
without it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I think that's the same thing with anything. Like,
I think like, you know, back then things were a little bit different because it was getting your foot in the door. You had to go to an academic institution, whether it's film school, whether it's
Yeah.
university. But today, information is so accessible.
That's
True.
exactly
Right,
what it is.
it is
Content
so
is
available.
king.
Like
Yeah.
this pandemic now has created a wedge between, you know, kids go to university to get a job, or can they do their own thing?
Yeah.
You got TikTokers that are fucking making
100%.
they're grabbing
yeah.
the bag right now, just making TikTok videos.
No, it's true. There's
It's
people out there that, you know, I'm in like 15, 16 years in film.
Yeah.
There's guys out there that just look at YouTube, whatever, to figure out how to do it,
Yeah.
but they still have the vision.
Yeah.
So there's a guy that I really like, a director called My Name's French.
Mhm.
And this guy, I don't know how young he is. He did a Looney Blue video
Okay.
not too long ago.
Shout out to Looney.
Yeah, shout out Looney. Shout out Tyreek too.
Tyreek
Oh,
or
and
die.
Tyreek.
Tyreek or die. But he's like really talented.
Yeah.
Because I came from like the hood videos back in the day. I would do hood videos all over the
I
city.
did not know this. Okay.
Yeah, I was like
Yo, I need to
18,
see-
19,
His
20.
face would be like him and like Lambos.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for
In the
sure.
hood, like the
Yeah,
middle of the
yeah,
hood.
totally. Yeah, hood passes all over. But yeah, no. My Name's French is probably my favorite hip hop director out of Toronto as far as the young guys go. And I'm not trying to discredit like if he went to film school or whatever, but the guy has an eye and he knows how to make a good video for these rappers in Toronto, you know, or wherever. But yeah, no, that guy's fucking wicked, and that's something that I probably would want to do back then. All I had was a camera and just dudes with guns. You know, it's like it's way different.
Well, like you didn't have access to YouTube. Like right now, like if you go to YouTube, I can YouTube anything I possibly want to learn,
For sure.
hands down. You
Yeah.
know?
If we grew up in an era with like YouTube was a thing at a young age, like
Totally.
that blows my mind because like who knows?
I think the issue now is information is more competitive, but there's a lot of bullshit information out there too.
Right.
And so it's weaving through and sifting through, you know, what's the best way to do something
Right.
For sure.
versus, you know, you might see something on YouTube and the first thing that shows up, it might not be the best way to do something. Like, what's the best, like, for example, here, spiced rum. What's the best mix to make, you know, with a spiced rum?
Well, for instance, with My Name's French, not to bring him up a bunch of times, I don't even know him. We've reached out and he's super cool, but I don't know his background. I don't know if he went to film school, but whether he learned on YouTube or not, the kid has it. He has the eye. Where you could teach anyone all day and then their stuff's trash. But his stuff, I'm like, I fucking love it. You know? So like, again, I should probably ask him what he's doing. But like, the guy is, in my mind, for Toronto, like, videos, and he'll definitely be doing stuff all over the place. But he has the eye. He has like the aesthetic that people want to see.
Yeah.
You know
what I think it is? Like, I think sometimes when you go through an institution of any sort, they give you the framework and the building blocks. But when you have an opportunity to build your own building blocks, it gives you an unlimited boundary now, right? Because, like, you know, sometimes you go to business school, they might be like, you know, this is marketing. This is how you do marketing. Right. And so you work according to the 5 S's or whatever these old school marketing rules were. But look at the stuff that you're pushing out. You know, that's the stuff that I share on my Instagram story without him asking me to do it because I enjoyed it.
Right.
You know, I've done it a handful of times.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Shout out to you, by the way.
And it's because I've enjoyed it, because I'm like, this is actually fucking funny.
Yeah, if you get any views on that, we expect a commission check.
Yeah, it's gonna be probably nothing. But
but it goes back to that element of, like, you know, it's like there's this, you just got to figure out yourself, you know, and I think that's a big part of it, right?
No, for sure,
sure.
It's hard for like kids growing up as well, because like I feel like after university you're pressured into after high school you're pressured into a certain path, whereas like I didn't know until like third year university what I wanted to do. After fully like experiencing it, and like even going to, like, I used to work at McDonald's corporate office. I used to work there for a year, and that would be considered like a good job. Like, you're a corporate lawyer, you're working with McDonald's, huge brand. But I used to be clock watching. I used to look at my fucking clock. And then I opened up my own business. First year was like shit, right? On my own, getting clients, new lawyer. I think I handed out like 300 business cards a month, whether it's to Ubers, people I met in elevators, just hustling, handing out cards left, right, and center. Like 3 years later, comes to fruition, everything's great. But it's crazy how those paths and those influences really like develop your character, and then even your friend circle. Like, even with talking with Hayden on Facebook, that motivation, inspiration to do different things, and just that positive, that I didn't used to believe in this crap, like positive affirmation.
Positive this, positive bullshit.
I was just like,
that's the only thing that got me through the 10 years of being broke. Yo, it's all gonna happen, right? You just gotta keep thinking.
Exactly.
Think positive.
Like, my perspective will always put your head down and work. And I think that's a part of it. Your positive affirmations are great, but listen, it's bullshit without the work.
You definitely have to work.
Yeah.
Because if you're not gonna do that,
I mean, you can't just be sitting in your condo getting high all day and be like, yo man, it's gonna pop off eventually.
you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But that's probably not something that you should do, because if anything, like you say, you can say whatever you want all day, but you definitely have to like get up and do shit.
You have to put in the hours.
You gotta put in the hours.
Whoever's like looking out for us is gonna be like, he's saying all this stuff, he's just fucking smoking weed.
Exactly.
But that guy is actually out there handing out flyers and shit, you know, like for DJ concert or whatever.
Yeah, the way I look at it is like the energy that you feed into the universe, as cliche as that sounds, it's like, it's the energy you get back. You just don't know when.
True.
It might take 2 years. It might take 10 years. Right.
True.
And when it happens, and everything just starts snowballing.
100%.
Things start coming together. And it's just the problem in life right now. And, you know, it's like, we don't know when that moment might come. And when it comes, you'll know. Right.
It's that blind faith that you have to have. I mean, I draw that influence with from my parents. Just workers. Just work. And there is no shortcut to success. You just have to fucking grind. 12, 13 hours a day, no problem. Like,
by the way, I gotta pee so bad.
Yeah, can we do an intermission? I need a drink.
We're at
I hope you guys are enjoying today's podcast. Just taking a little bit of an intermission as we take a little break. Today's episode is brought to you by Island Diaz Spiced Rum. It is the only rum you want to be drinking this summer. You can order the bottle from Nickel 9 Distillery directly, or you can also download the app Runner. Runner Market is a curated convenience and alcohol delivery service. So yeah, what are you waiting for? Make sure you check out the bottle. Also, follow all of our handles. You can check out at Island Diaz on Instagram for all of the content that we were talking about, as well as don't forget to, if you haven't already done so, make sure to follow the podcast at Always Sunny in the Six. And let's just get back to it.
Right. So you want to shift gears a little bit. I kind of want to get an idea where, we're a couple of drinks in.
Mm-hmm.
I think we finished almost 3/4 of the bottle of Island Diaz.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
No one's driving.
This is going to be, no one's driving, by the way. Would you rather the aliens that make first contact be robotic or organic?
Organic.
Why?
They have emotions. Yeah.
That's a solid answer, bro. That's a fucking solid answer.
Hayden, what about you?
Wait.
What's the fucking question?
Are aliens real? Because you know what?
Maybe.
Like, I haven't thought about aliens in like 15 years, and recently I was like, you know what?
Maybe.
They're around for sure,
Yeah.
or they're already here. I think if anything, if I'm gonna relate, yeah, real like live bodies.
Yeah.
Like-
Because at least I can be like, hey, you guys want to go for a drink? Do you guys want like an Island Diaz? You guys want to go to a club? I can probably get us in. Like, yeah, a robot guy. Mm-mm.
It's very possible that there's another planet out there. They might not look like us,
True.
but they, depending on the climate.
Well, yeah, I wonder like, because they're always like watching and be like, oh, these guys are doing this, that, and the other.
A bunch of dumbasses.
For sure. But then COVID hits and they're just like, this is boring.
Yeah.
Like, what? Really? Like
Switch
this?
channels.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Let's go somewhere else because they're not even doing anything.
What would be the first thing you would say to an alien?
Probably just try to communicate, see like what's up, what's
Yeah.
the vibe, like where are you guys from? What are
Probably
you
see if
doing
he can
here?
get you in a club or something. On a different
I got Hayden for that. I don't need
Yeah,
no
you
aliens.
got any fucking space clubs or what? What's going on over here?
Yeah, I would just be so interested, just like their life.
I'd be pretty scared. But I'd be like, yeah, you guys want to get fucked up or what? Yeah. I
That's like
figure
the
that out.
perfect icebreaker. That's how you build bonds.
It's either you're gonna fucked up or you're gonna fucking put something up my butt. So prefer the first one, Yeah, I don't know. I think like all that kind of shit freaks me out.
Yeah.
Like ghosts, aliens.
Like the other day I was thinking about this, like the 2000s was the beginning of this millennium,
Mhm.
right? The 1900s were the beginning of that millennium. Like the period of like 1900 to 1910, no one really remembers. People
Right.
just remember like 1930, World War I, 1929,
Right.
World War II. Like 2020 will forever be remembered as like, I don't know, maybe the great pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for
You
sure.
know what I mean? Our grandkids might be like, hey, you were part of that era. I'm like, yeah, I was there. And there's a possibility that we might exaggerate like what's been going on and what's
Right.
happening today. But it's like what is 2010 to 2020 known for?
I don't know.
Like
That's a tough
social media,
question.
really.
Sorry.
Social media.
Yeah.
Like I got into film production, and in 2007,
Mm-hmm.
we redid the Charlie Bit Me remix, me and
Okay.
DJ Derry, as a joke. And then on YouTube, and we're both filmmakers. We're like, what is this? Did as a joke, and now it's at like 6.5 million views.
Yeah. Right.
But at the time, we're like, this is whatever. Now, people back then monetize that and start careers off it.
Yeah.
But I didn't really believe in that. I was like, I want to make movies. I want to do like film stuff.
Right.
But yeah, definitely like now social media, all these influencers are making way more money than filmmakers, really.
Yeah. So if you think about social media, we're talking about like the Facebooks.
Yeah.
We're talking about even now, like more relevant than ever is TikTok. Like, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
But like the first social media community that I was a part of was High Five.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
guys remember that.
No.
There was MySpace too,
Yeah.
and then there was High Five, and then obviously Facebook blew up to what it is today. But it's like social media is actually I never thought about that. And actually, that's a big one.
Totally. I mean,
Yeah.
like before it, you didn't really know what celebs were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And now you can be like, oh, fucking Tom Arnold is just chilling in Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like before, it's just like I think the excitement's gone.
Yeah.
And I feel like now everyone feels like they're probably famous, right?
I think what it is like I feel like we live through each other's experiences now.
Mm-hmm.
I can
True.
go on Instagram and I can go on stories and be like, oh, you know, so and so Ryan Powell's in in Miami living it up, you know, and
Right.
and a part of you knows what's happening in Miami or Florida or LA or whatever the case is. But like imagine having this pandemic in a period where you didn't have social media.
Totally.
So imagine being in a lockdown where
Yeah.
you actually couldn't physically connect with people.
Right.
You know, like
never
go
even thought
on.
about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It'd be boring as fuck.
It'd be
Totally.
boring as fuck. And then a part of you can't help be like, okay, I'm gonna break the rules,
Yeah.
go out, party, do what
True.
I gotta do. What was like the biggest thing during this lockdown that you feel like that you kind of discovered about yourselves? Like, were there any silver linings?
Just being able to adapt, you know, to changing times, being able just to move on and shift.
Yeah.
I had one discipline that I was focusing on at the law firm, and then I shifted that discipline to another one because I had to.
Was there anything like in your personal life at a personal point where you're like,
I realized that I'm a bit antisocial, and I
Okay.
can go without
Really?
socializing. Yeah, like I'm not that social. I can be by myself or hang with my wife and just chill and be fine. Like I don't need that social element to feel happier.
I think you're selective though. I think you're social with the people that
Definitely selective, but like I rarely check WhatsApp messages nowadays. Part of the time I'm busy, but like never Instagram. Like I just don't care. So I don't know if that the pandemic's made that like more
Yeah, no,
apparent.
we really realize that for sure. Yo, can you do it tonight at 7 p.m. 8:30? Can we do it another day? I'm like, yeah, of course we can now. Fucking hell.
It's like 20 minutes before.
pre-COVID, the people that were in my network are
Yeah.
people I usually keep in touch.
Totally.
We're all about like, Sonny, where are you gonna be tonight?
Yeah.
Where are you gonna party? What you gonna do? And so then I realized that population of people that might have been 100 is now down to maybe 15.
Yeah.
You know,
True.
and it's kind of, I think that's where the silver lining is, where it's like, oh shit, okay, like, you know, there's an element of association where like we're partying and going out is a part of it, but then it's like now it's kind of like, okay, what's at the core of all of this?
Right.
If you know what I mean, like what are the similarities that we have? Like you two, perfect example. You guys still maintain your relationship through this pandemic, and if not, you guys took it to the next step because now you guys have started Island Diaz.
No, for sure.
Right?
For sure.
And that's something to like emphasize as well. You can have relationships, but like why not use each other's resources? You guys have friends. Why not talk about something different than sports? Why not share ideas? You know, talk about events. Like I don't care what that person did or this person did. Like use your resources, put your efforts together. And that's why I love Hayden, because like I don't think we talk about anything but like the next thing, which is great. Like I don't want to talk about like his social life's going on, his married life. That's all great. We catch up and stuff, but like, you know, let's make this life matter.
Yeah. How can we all win, and how can we all contribute to all of our collective success?
Yeah.
And I'm big on that, man. And that was part of the reason why I wanted to do a podcast with you guys, because
Right.
I'm like, you know, you guys are doing an amazing thing. I've always wanted to get into liquor business.
Mhm.
I've always been curious about how it works. Also, part of me is also because I love drinking, right? It's a brown.
Don't we all?
It's the brown inside of me. But it's like, you know, it's like seeing you guys win motivates me to think about, okay, how can I take my game to the next step? And there's people in your circle, Hayden, that I haven't met yet, and I'm sure they appreciate you and they feel the same. But when they see you win, they're like, okay, I'm winning. And I think that's where this
No, for
honest
sure.
support, you know?
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's two types of people that like just hate on you, or they'll like support you.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, we're blessed to have a good circle and keep moving.
Yeah, yeah.
I think my main thing is as soon as I see someone, nice shirt, whatever, nice fucking, just compliment people, because like
Yeah.
build someone up rather
Yeah.
than just be like, hey, fucking, we gotta get this done,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. It's like, no, just fucking say something nice,
Yeah.
because people don't do that.
It's
You know?
so true.
Like, how's your day? That's it.
Yeah.
Hey, how's your day?
Like the intrinsic answer usually is, why are you asking?
Huh.
Because we're not used to fucking people asking
No,
us.
for sure.
Like, yo, how's your day? Like, I think, like Hayden talked about compliments. it's huge. Like if you make one compliment, like, yo, dude, I love your hat, or yo, I love what you guys are doing with this business, it comes a long way. And I think
100%.
that matters more than the money that's going to hit your bank account. Obviously, that's important, but I think when you have that level of respect, like the way I look at it, when you pass away and when you die, right, the money's not going to go to the grave, but respect and your legacy will.
Right.
Right? You think
Oh,
about
for
your
sure.
legacy, and you think about how are people going to talk about me when I'm not here. You can access that, and you want to
Totally.
immortalize and eternalize your presence, not just behind a computer, but through brands, products, through creative endeavors. For you, Hayden, like I want to ask you a question, and even you, Q, even if this fails, the fact of the matter is you created something. It's not going to fail. I'm not saying that, but like it's a physical thing that you did. Right?
No, for sure.
And it's
probably number 89 of my ventures. But again, I think this, it's tangible. Like people can actually buy it. Like it's not a movie where, you know, people are like, oh, I can't wait to see it, and they have to like download it.
yeah.
This is like people just drink anyways.
Yeah.
You know, and if they don't, they're just gonna look at the content and be like, this is fun.
Like, how do you feel like out of the 89 or whatever X amount of things that you created and produced, are you most proud of this?
You know what? I don't know how I feel about it yet because it still doesn't feel real. You know, like Wednesday came, sold a bunch of bottles. I'm on to the next thing. I'm on to the next sketch. You know, like I'm not really like counting successes yet. And I'm 34.
Which is 24 essentially.
Basically,
Yeah.
yeah. 34 is the new 24,
Yeah.
by the way.
No, it's,
But yeah.
it's so true because like I feel like we're just working.
No,
We're
it's
just
like
getting
I'm
started.
like this is out, so I'm on to the next thing.
Yeah.
You know, like not the next thing, like next product, but more so like, okay, how are we gonna get this out to the masses? You know, like how do we get this in the States, across the world, all that shit. Like, yeah, I'm super fucking pumped that it's out and people love it and they're ordering. And shout out to everyone that's done that. But yeah, I'm not gonna stop and be like, oh yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
Not yet, no.
Do
Time,
next.
time's
for sure.
irrelevant. You're just passionate.
Mhm.
You just
Yeah.
want to do it. And like we had a great release day. It was awesome.
Mhm.
But, like,
Amazing.
fuck it, let's go. What's the
Yeah.
next thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I came across this thing from Joe Rogan. He had a guest on his podcast. I was listening to him. And he said, imagine navigating your life. You guys have seen The Office, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they have the camera crew. And they're always fucking there.
Yeah.
Imagine moving every step that you do from the moment you wake up to the moment that you go to sleep. Imaginary camera crew always following you around. And if they're always following you around and you're doing your day-to-day thing, you're moving, how will you act differently? Like, are you going to be the person that's going to be just chilling in bed? I don't want to do this, but you never end up doing it.
Yeah, you know what it is? I feel like people who can put it on 24/7 is exhausting. The idea of thinking about being on that long, I could probably do it for the first episode because I'd be self-conscious.
Yeah.
But after that, I would just fall into myself and be myself because like being fake is fucking exhausting. So that's how I feel about it.
That's
Dude,
fair though.
Dude, I have like 6 characters. I'm
But they're
exhausted
all
all the time.
little-
Like
that's
right
a
now,
little bit of you,
no,
though.
dude, I'm fucking tired all the time. And my girlfriend's always like, "Who are you right now?" I'm like, I don't fucking know. Like, and the thing is, usually when I put the costumes on, I become them.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's so tiring, but it's also like it's fun
Yeah.
for sure.
Do you
And
feel
I
like a little
enjoy
bit
it.
of you? That's a little bit of you in each character.
Not
Yeah.
not at all.
Not some of
like,
the
dude,
extreme
if you
ones?
ask Gary Diaz anything,
Yeah.
he's gonna spit out what he
Yeah.
thinks is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like what I'm gonna. Yeah, no. Gary Diaz is like the biggest fucking clout chaser, really.
Right.
Whereas I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Fuck it.
But you know what? when Hayden says that, like about the 5 characters, and I can't help but think everybody in life right now is so caught up about being the best version of themselves. But who's to say that you can't live this life being different version of yourself at the same time?
That's
True.
exactly
Right.
it. Just be yourself.
You have the hustler in you. You have the guy that works out all the time. You have
Yeah.
the guy that wants to sometimes get just drinking and fucked up.
Yeah.
You have the guy that wants to create. You know, today I want to create. Today I want to do a podcast. You know, you got a guy that wants to travel.
Yeah.
And it's okay to do all these things, and it's okay to slip at the same time.
Oh, for sure.
Because that's where the balance comes in. You know
Totally.
what I mean? Yeah.
And I think we were talking about this before, but like, I'm doing all the stuff I want to do under one umbrella.
Yeah.
Because if I did this and just like was throwing it all over the place, it would not hit.
Yeah.
You know? And that's why I'm going very hard.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, like agencies that are hitting me up, be like, what's going on? How are you doing this and why are you doing this?
Every day.
We don't understand,
fucking day
but
new
we
content.
love it. But like no one can keep up with it.
Bro, I want a Netflix. I want a show. Like, I want to see a full show of
No,
Island
for sure.
Diaz.
And that's what I'm trying to work
Like,
towards. Like, yeah, give me a fucking sketch show. I'll give you 100
yeah,
characters.
you guys heard it here first.
Yeah. It's
Um,
always sunny in the 6. By the way, I wrote a script with TJ Derry, a spec script for It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Got it to the wrong people, and then we were going to do our own thing, call it It's Always Sunny in Toronto.
Yeah.
And then he came up with his podcast. I was like, oh, fuck, can't do that. But we were going to like maybe switch around. But yeah. So
bro,
when-
I'll co-sign that.
no,
It's
you have to. Yeah, dude. 100% you have to.
I'm a massive fan of the show. It's always
Dude, I
sunny.
fucking love it.
When I started the podcast, I'm very important on branding.
Yeah.
I needed a name. I didn't want to just sit here and be like, hey, let's talk.
No, your branding is fucking wicked.
Yeah,
So
it's great.
I
The
was like,
cartoon face to like the whole thing. I love it.
I was like, and had the Always Sunny in Philadelphia branding too. Like,
love it.
um,
Who did that, by the way, for you?
shout out to Fiverr.
Get
And
the
shout
fuck
out to
out.
my
Yo,
wait,
I'm
shout
out
out-
of here, bro. Fiverr? Yo, he's ruining my fucking industry, this fucking guy. Holy fuck.
This is what I didn't know, to be honest. And
No,
there was some-
Fiverr's going to do something for $50 for I'm charging 10 grand.
it was a
Fuck.
guy named Yuda from Indonesia that did it.
Get
And,
the fuck
and
dude, that looks so
He's
fucking
got some
good.
skills.
he did it,
Holy
yeah.
fuck.
And it's one of those things. When I did it, when I saw the actual brand, I'm like, now I'm motivated to do it.
Right.
Right, like just like you guys saw, like this right here. Like for me, I would have thought that the label would be the first thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the rum. But it's
Yeah.
a different industry though, because you can't have a good label and a shit rum at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
100%. And we are also like small batch.
Mm-hmm.
So like the way we're doing it is not the way people do it.
Yeah,
Bacardi's like, yeah, fucking boom, 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 and it's just out
yeah.
because they can make 100 million bottles.
But like I don't know about you guys. When I go to the LCBO, I'm much more inclined to pick up a bottle I don't know than Bacardi, or like
I'm
I'm
be
more of
honest.
a local guy. Like if
Like
I
a-
see something locally distilled or brewed, I'll lean more towards that. But that's just my
look
preference.
at how the craft beer industry has changed in the last 6, 7, 10 years maybe.
Right.
Like before, when you went in, you would only really see the main brands and maybe like a handful, maybe a shelf of the craft. Now it's like, dude, there's a whole fucking aisle, actually a couple
No,
aisles,
for sure, for
right?
sure.
And as we now wrap up on the podcast, I just want to ask you guys, any final words, any last like,
I'll say one thing. Shout out Yup Beer.
Yep.
Yup Beer. I don't know these guys. They follow me or whatever, or I follow them, and they're making a craft beer that's like $2.
Oh wow.
And their stuff, they're just like basically like pumping out content like how we are.
they're from
And-
Toronto or?
I don't know. Actually, I don't know anything about them, and I'm trying to get some, but I just don't know where to get it. But yeah, shout out fucking Yup
Yup.
Beer. And shout out fucking Greg
Jackie?
Morrison, who's making the fucking rum right now. Chris Jacks, Chris Burns, Kyle Carenza, Ryan Gotsta, Lawrence Bill, Talk, Decisive, TJ Derry, Alyssa Bad, that's my girlfriend,
Yep.
and Rachel Sellen, who is Detective Sprinkles,
Yeah. It's a great character.
Elizabeth Kwan, who is in the sketches the CEO. I get fired, whatever. Yeah, fucking boom.
Yeah. Just fucking love you guys.
Archie Aline, I call him Aaron Aline, but yeah, whatever.
I just want to say I love you guys. Thanks for having us. It's great talking to you. I completely forgot that there was an audience, and that's what I wanted to be, just
Yeah.
comfortable and relaxed. So yeah,
Well,
thanks, bro.
Well, actually, like the biggest shout out should be, what do you want to say to the future Hayden and the future Cuba come future Hayden that's gonna listen back to this, let's say, I don't know, 5 years from now?
I told you fucking so, bro. I fucking told you 44-4.
Wait, are you saying that to
I'm
me?
telling you, your future Hayden. I fucking told you so.
But I said it to you.
44. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, he's still my shit.
Yeah.
Yo, 44-4. 444, baby. Yo, you want in or out? What's going on? Yeah, I'm going to fucking give you part of this company, bro. And he's just like, and he goes, yeah, for sure. He's like, yo, is this a real thing? I'm like, you fucking kidding me, bro?
That's
Iqbal?
exactly how he went. He's like,
Yeah.
bro, what the fuck?
I'm like, dude, no, you're in. I don't want you, like, it wasn't even like a question that he could say no.
Yeah.
I was like, no, you're in.
Yeah.
He goes, well, at first, you can cut this out. I was like, yeah, I don't know, I'll give you %. He's like, it's kind of low. I'm like, I don't fucking know, dude. Like, fucking you tell me. So he was more than that. But I was like, yeah, you got to do all the Lorraines, okay?
Yeah, it was fucking awesome, bro. He literally was like, yo, you're in. I didn't have a choice.
No, I roped him in because I'm like, this is going to be something very special, and I want you to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Money aside, it's just something that we can grow. And also shout out Matt Sturgis and Patch Roman and Chris Brennan, and also Jesse Sidrati, my cousin, his birthday.
Nice.
So
Happy
shout
birthday,
out.
bud.
Happy birthday, brother.
And he bought 3 bottles.
Ooh,
Okay.
enjoy.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good birthday.
Cheers.
Cheers, boys.
Thank you for being such a great host for the location. And guys, I'm not kidding. The rum is fucking bomb.
Let's fucking go.
So good.
Yeah.
So fucking good.
Get
Order your spiced Island Diaz Spiced Rum from. I will actually include the link on my my bio. If you click on my Instagram page, and if you go to the actual link on my bio, you can actually see the link to where to buy it. I'll
Yeah,
include it there.
Runner, Nickel 9, and then Mannequin.
Exactly. And yo, dude, look forward to your podcast. Look forward to our adventures as well.
Check out the Island Diaz page on Instagram, too. It's fucking shitload of content.
At Island Diaz.
And you know what? Maybe, guys, maybe in future episodes, I might bring the other guys. Hunk,
100%.
right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
Carrie-
I gotta call these guys because
Yeah,
like
you
they
know,
cost
yeah,
a little bit of dough.
I might have to talk
You know
about,
what I mean? Like these
negotiate.
fucking, yeah. Trust me, it's a nightmare for me too. But yeah, we'll figure that out.
But thank you, boys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And hopefully Leafs won today. We'll find out, I guess.
Yeah.
Everybody else, have a great weekend. And if you're not drinking Island Spice Rum from Island Diaz,
Fuck.
what the fuck you doing?
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on?
Peace.
Peace.
Sunlight.